Any other questions? Okay. Yes.
So
Daniel.
District 7 is, I think, the only city council district that's not on the periphery of the city. And I think when you get on council, you're going to find that land use decisions are a very important aspect of what has happened with the disinvestment and the property values and the poverty here. What is your theory of, what is your position on land use, particularly sprawl, and in particular on the issue of farmland mitigation, which is the application of the California Environmental Quality Act to the conversion of farmland?
Brian, I'm going to let you go first on that one.
I don't think we have time to address all of those questions. It's like a 2-hour lecture series, but
maybe try to wrap it into 2 minutes.
Okay, so you're talking about CEQA, you're also talking about land use, you're also talking about the farmland mitigation. Where I'm coming from as a baseline is that we need to have smart development in the city of Fresno, and we need to have compliance with the Environmental Quality Act. Okay, that's part of it. But I think that oftentimes CEQA is abused significantly, and I think that a big part of any construction project, whether it be on the peripheries of the city of Fresno or wherever, one of the shortcomings that we have in trying to address legitimate environmental concerns are people with a lot of power that assert themselves through CEQA. And then with respect to the farmland mitigation issue, one of my concerns there is that it frankly, for some of these developers, doesn't make a whole lot of sense how they've structured it. I think that part of that was designed to push development in a certain area, but some of these developers, they have farmland that they can identify and point to as the mitigation. And so what it does is it basically takes you or I out of the equation for being able to potentially develop areas. I think that it would be nicer if there weren't winners and losers that were selected, and that if people had the entrepreneurial spirit and the drive and desire to go out and develop, that there are fewer restrictions that are placed, such as the mitigation that I see is basically an effort towards backfilling and doing some policy planning. So I could give you a lot more than that, but the reality is it would take a lot longer than 2 minutes. I don't know if that answered your question or not, but.
Okay, thank you. Beva, do you want to answer?
Sure, I'll be brief. I think that we specifically need to work at limiting sprawl in our community, because we do need to preserve those farmlands that are surrounding Fresno. It's how we eat, it's how we employ. Agriculture is our economic engine, and so we do want to make sure that we're saving those lands in a respectful way. But the reasons for also trying to look at complete communities and complete neighborhoods in District 7, despite the fact that we're landlocked in and can't continue to grow, is that we want to bring in all of those amenities that help us lead good, healthy, quality lives. So we need access to grocery stores. We need to make sure that we have parks, that we have recreational centers in the district. Even though we don't have a lot of open space anymore, there are unfortunately a lot of buildings that are being underutilized, and those buildings could be used to help address a lot of the challenges that we're dealing with, particularly the homeless population that we have. So I see us really needing to focus as a city at establishing complete neighborhoods and making sure that we're bringing in the investments that allow people to thrive and lead healthy, productive lives.
Thank you, Beva. Nelson?
Sure. So, Dan, I'm not an urban planner, and I won't pretend to be. I teach economics, and what I know I've been pushing and preaching this message of economic development, and for that to happen, it's going to require growth, even in a landlocked district, even in the only landlocked district in Fresno. It's going to require businesses to grow. It's going to require housing, right? Which, side note, is for those who are paying attention to the housing market in Fresno, we're heading in the direction of a crisis. So we're definitely going to need more housing as well as more commerce. So how we grow and which direction we grow, my honest answer is, I'm going to rely on folks like yourself, right, who are more well educated on these issues. Also rely, and to be honestly, on folks who think differently than yourself, who are also more well educated than me on these issues. And I think we should all be at the table And what I do know is that growth is not zero sum, and I think you would probably agree with me, you being a smart policy person as well.